We have a battle here between Boojilicious and Fat Kid at Recess, and Boojilicious took the Rainbow Regiments of Renown. He made sure to point that out to me, that we have Khorne, Tzeentch, Slaanesh, and Nurgle RORs, and they're all different colors, and that is fun. Versus Fat Kid at Recess on Kislev. Should be a good fight. Warriors of Chaos have been really struggling in the meta. Be'lakor plus Hellstrider nerfs hit them pretty dang hard, and leaves mostly Archaon as the only real Lord Chaos will take most of the time, tries to solo carry the game. All by his little lonesome. So we do have the Sibilant Slaughtercade, Chaos Chariots of Slaanesh. They have Soul Hunters, whereas they get more kills, they get more leadership, damage resistance, and charge bonus, but other than that, they are just a chariot. Marauders, the Demon Spew, Nurgle's Forsaken, some Armored Chaos Trolls, Marauders with great weapons, the Knights of the Brazen Throne, Skull Crushers of Khorne, and the Severed Claw Aspiring Champions. Plus, of course, Archaon with Spirit Leech and Searing Doom. Also, quick question. I mentioned this on stream and some people agreed with me, but I'm just curious what y'all think. Did you all... Last patch, I didn't notice anything happen to the Skull Crushers of Khorne, like, in the patch notes, but the Knights of the Brazen Throne used to, if they'd, like, rear charge something or charged unbraced infantry, they would, like, one-shot it, and all of a sudden, they're just not doing nearly as well. I don't know. I think the original Skull Crusher is actually better than the ROR because of their anti-large, but I don't know. I don't know what changed. Just let me know if you're also having that experience that all of a sudden they went from being really good if you could get a charge on something unbraced to quite underwhelming. On the other side, we have Kossars with spears, Armored Kossars, Streltsy, Armored Kossars, so pretty mixed line here. Oath Brothers of Tor plus another Warbear Rider. We have the Tsarina Kataryn herself with Heart of Winter and Frostfang. Plus Ice Shard. I don't personally use Ice Shard, but I like the other two. And then a Patriarch to heal up and buff up the bears. Marauders take a nasty charge from the bears and some shots from the Kislevites, and that will cause them to rout. Meanwhile, these guys are firing their little pistols into more Marauders to get some free DPS out there. Go, Marauders, go. And these lanky Chaos Trolls are starting to join the fight. I like how, to be armored, they have those giant back things going on that have nothing to do with being armored, but they're up there. And they're getting shot in the face. Front lines are fighting. It's Kossars or Spears. Could have a bad time versus the Marauders overall. The Armored Kossars will do sufficiently better, and the Streltsy just need to be kept safe as Archaon throws out his first of many Searing Dooms, I imagine. And a pretty decent dodge there from Fat Kid at Recess. Gets away from most of it. Marauders, great weapons, getting into the back line, getting into the Streltsy. And where's the second Bear Rider? There they are. Bear Riders are both in the middle. The Oath Brothers of Tor fighting the Knights of the Brazen Throne, though, and Armored Trolls, and a nasty 2v1 they want nothing to do with. Kataryn and her Patriarch have to come out here. They have to give these guys some healing before they fall too low. 8 models left. Do they get Ciliac's Lullaby? Oh, he already popped it before he was in range of them. That is a shame. Sibilant Slaughtercade charge through the Streltsy and do negative damage. Oh, if anybody tells you that chariots are not dog shit right now, I present to you that charge. Just doing nothing. Oh, no, Streltsy. Streltsy don't have charge defense. They just have 80 armor. But, yeah. Chariots struggling to deal any damage. Oath Brothers of Tor are going to finish off those Skull Crushers, I would imagine. These other Warbear Riders catching the Sibilant Slaughtercade. Gonna take them down. The Kislevite front line is falling apart. But a really nice Frostfang from the Tsarina gonna at least make them pay for it. Anyway, Archaon and his lads pushing through onto these Streltsy. They're compromised. The other Streltsy are currently locked up in the Sibilant Slaughtercade, and this last Streltsy is capable of firing. I don't know where they're fully aiming. It doesn't seem like they know where they're fully aiming, because I haven't seen them shoot in a while. Skull Crushers fighting valiantly, and these Armored Trolls are back once again, but the Oath Brothers of Tor real close to just routing off. With only 3 models and 400 HP, they're not feeling so good. And Marauders continue to pile through the front lines. Another nasty Searing Doom from Archaon. The back lines are getting a little scary here for Kislev. There's a ton of Marauders looking for Kislevite blood. There's not a lot of places to run. The Warbear Riders are going to hold back the Demon Spew for now, but Forsaken in an extended charge with Cavalry actually do quite well. But here is a big Heart of Winter. Is it Overcast? No, it's not Overcast, so I don't know if it'll delete this Marauder unit, Maybe it wasn't really worth it to overcast on just Marauders, but still it'll do good damage to them over time if they stay for too long. Both Bros are tore down to 2 models, getting chased around by the armored Chaos Trolls still. Zarina's going to get a rear charge on some Marauders, but there's no really helping these Streltsy at this moment unless the Warbears back off and go help them. Heart of Winter is whittling down those Marauders still a little bit, and Archaon gets another Searing Doom on the Streltsy, though he is right in front of them. I wonder, is he going to take a nasty shot to the face? Ow. He is, but at least he has a Bronze Shield, so he'll get over to them. Piss off those guys for a bit. Warbear Riders help the Zarina rout the Marauders, and now they are coming downhill charge into the Armored Trolls. Yes? No? Where are you guys going? Looks like they might be going for Archaon. Nope, there's the charge. Onto the Armored Trolls, trying to fight them back. Severed Claws here to support, though, so it's not going to overall be well for those bears. And, ooh, Patriarch is caught out by the Armored Trolls. Outnumbered, outgunned, and not honestly that good of a duelist. He wants nothing to do with this, and he is going to run away from those trolls in the distance. Marauders trying to finish off the last of the Kislevites, and surprisingly, the Oath Brothers of Tor pile into the backs of the Demon Spew to throw down their Tor's Call, or whatever the hell that thing is, lower their stats enough, and do enough damage to rout the Demon Spew. These 2 bears doing their absolute damnedest. That's pretty funny. Balance power is about even. Chaos does have a lot of routing troops that maybe could come back. I would say the same about Kislev, but actually it looks like most of their guys went all the way off the field or straight up died. So yeah, Kislev has a lot more on the field at the moment than Chaos. Chaos does have very, very healthy Severed Claw, though, if Archaon ever needs to group back up with them and just be safe for a little bit. Another Searing Doom, this one onto some Armored Kossars, whittling them down. And the Armored Chaos Trolls get an uphill charge onto the Oath Brothers of Tor. Just 2 models in those bears. Can they finish it off? Who knows? Archaon is now beset by the more healthy bears and the Patriarch and Zarina, all of them getting 40 melee attack from the Patriarch. Makes them very formidable in melee combat. Actually, the Zarina didn't get it, but the Patriarch and the Warbear Riders did for a bit. Archaon doesn't care about that. He's like, great melee attack, but your melee defense is still shit. Mine is better, and I'm going to kill you. So he is currently trying to slap the Zarina, gets a couple hits on her there, and boom! Snipes her out, and the Severed Claw are poking her in the back the entire time. It looks like she is throwing down a Heart of Winter on this area as she dies. Just wants to get it out there, do some damage to the Severed Claw, and yeah, Archaon does finish her off. Kislev's popping some of their unbreakable passives. Once those wear off, they will have serious leadership issues without the Zarina around. Armored Chaos Trolls running off into the distance along with the 2 Oath Brothers of Tor, who still have the same amount of HP we last saw them at. And Archaon is taking a little bit of poke from these Streltsy. All 3 Streltsy are back in the fight for now. They are turning and fighting. Warbear Riders are back. The Patriarch's trying to chase down Archaon. If they can snipe him, maybe it'll all be over, as Chaos is also extremely low on leadership. The Severed Claw are going to be a problem, but maybe they can deal with that as, oh no, the Streltsy get a little too close, and the Severed Claw are going to sprint out to them. They will pretty easily cut through the last of these Kislevite riflemen. And the Warbear Riders getting countercharged by the Armored Chaos Trolls are not enjoying this fight as much as they thought they might. With their Patriarch nearby, they are getting a little bit of healing, and the Trolls' leadership is getting low. But it's a toughie. It's a toughie as more Marauders join in. The Warbear Riders are clinging to the last of their leadership, and the big Celiax Lullaby is going to heal them up and maybe keep them in this fight. That was huge for Kislev's chances in this game as the Sibilant Slaughtercade is back. They are charging in, and how charged is this? 7% intensity. Oh boy. Such a good unit. After all of this fight and stuff, they're not even that charged. Streltsy trying to run away from the Slaughtercade while the Pistol Armored Kossars fight. And the Demon Spew are shattered. But it looks like these Pistol guys are just trying to get rid of the Sibilant Slaughtercade. Sibilant Slaughtercade's charging back for leadership on these Streltsy. If they get hit by it, they will for sure rout. And there they go. So that Chariot is doing some work in the late game. Balance of power is significantly Kislev favored, though. The Severed Claw is still there, and the Warbear Riders are going to charge straight into it with the Patriarch, but that is risky. They are doing so much damage to those Warbears, especially on the charge. The Warbears are just getting murdered, and that could be a big mistake from Kislev in this late game, as Archaon is going to rout the Streltsy. Sibilant Slaughtercade are killed off. But yeah, the Warbears charging straight into those halberds, and they got fucked up, and then a big Searing Doom takes out the Armored Kossars, and all of a sudden the balance of power is looking a lot better for the forces of Chaos. Archaon is still vibing. He is still surviving. And these Armored Kossars are stuck fighting Armored Trolls. The Trolls are winning that one. It's the Armor Piercing versus the Non. Armored Kossars are back. Their little pistols are up. I wonder if they shoot these Marauders to save their Streltsy or what they do intend to do. They might be just going straight for Archaon or something. The Severed Claw are getting beaten down by these Armored Kossars who have been getting healed up by the Patriarch, and they get some buffs. I think they get the melee attack. Yeah, melee attack, melee defense. Pistols shooting into the faces of these dangerous Marauders, but that won't be enough. Those Armored Kossars are about to be overrun. There's just so many Marauders. 15 models left versus 33. Even though they actually have more health than the Marauders, it's just the amount of people swinging swords. But the Patriarch barrels in on a bear, routing them off and saving his last couple pistols that do need to turn and fire at these trolls. And we have more trolls in the distance that are also regenning up, which is a big, big problem for Kislev. A lot of running away, but their leadership is still quite negative. I don't know if they will come back. And another Searing Doom. Archaon is convinced not to let these pistols fire on his trolls, and he will rout them. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. A rear charge onto the Severed Claw by the Patriarch is not enough to rout them just yet. Armored Kossar still fighting these trolls, still fighting the Severed Claw, and Archaon is mostly spending his time making sure nobody ever comes back to the fight. The Patriarch pops one towards Battle Hymn on his brothers before they rout, and he decides to take a fight with Archie himself. But he's on a bear. Archaon's on a horse. Dorger is much faster than any random bear. Oof. And he even leads him into the Severed Claw, who now are just surrounding him and absolutely cutting him to pieces. Oh, the poor Patriarch. Army losses is going to hit pretty soon as his army ability that keeps him unbreakable already popped. And Patriarch just straight up dies. The Severed Claw. Good God. 3,600 value. Jesus. The 2,300 on Archaon, 1,300 on Skullcrushers, 3,600 on the Severed Claw. Sibyl and Slaughtercade really underperformed. Demon Spew did well. Armored Chaos Trolls did well. Basic Marauders also did quite nicely. For that kid at Recess, the Tsarina did okay. Heart of Winter didn't have a lot of good targets. That was unfortunate for them. Patriarch did actually nicely. Normally, these guys don't pay for themselves at all. Warbears did excellently. Streltsy did quite nice. Armored Kossars did nice. And Basic Kossars did not. So Basic Kossars and Tsarina holding Kislev back. RIP. GG. Rawr. Subscribe. Yes, yes.